Good evening, it's Artzenin. Welcome back to another Insight. We're going to finish up Dragon, primarily because I'm done talking about him. I know what I want from this character, and I'd like to move on to Parasite, right after Dragon. In the last previous vlog episodes, together, we figured out who Dragon was, who his ancestor was, who happened to be a Lijiu player, Red Crane, Michiko Shota or Shoto. I think it's Shoto, but I keep saying Shota or vice versa. I'll workshop it later. But anyway, Dragon, he went to the Game Master. And I said in the last vlog episode that he found the Game Master. The Game Master did not find Dragon. When Dragon got in, he was more than aware of what the T Council, because for those who are just now getting here, I can't say TRUMP. They think I'm being political over on TikTok. When you have a deck of cards, that is a move. And because I am referencing a deck of cards, you have the T Council. And the T Council explained to Dragon everything he needed to know. How to play the game, how to survive, how to run a deck, everything. He took his wife and his children from outer world into Lijiu. And at first, Dragon was loyal. He remained a good husband to his wife, a good father to his sons, and his one daughter. Unfortunately, Dragon got a taste of Avon wickedness, and he liked it. Having concubines at his disposal, sleeping around with other Lijiu players, whether they had been numbers, if it was jacks of someone else's deck, or a jack from his own deck, he had the power and the authority as a man to do this. And it's not like the T Council or the Game Master had rules to say that a king or queen couldn't do that to their deck members. It's frowned upon. But then again, it's Lijiu. This is a live chessboard of elimination. What's infidelity? What's adultery? What's being a bad parent, right? Well, Dragon angered his wife and his children very much, but he didn't hate them. He just lost respect for I don't want to use the word tradition, because as a Christian, it's not about tradition. I know as a Christian that one man, one woman producing children is it's a by nature act that a terrestrial does. But Dragon's over here, and he's stepping outside of what society says this is a traditional family, because he's realizing in Lijiu, you will have to do bad acts to get ahead and to dominate a territory, to claim a territory. And then his family's moral code, and for the record, they're not Christians either. They also worship the Japanese God or the Japanese culture in that way. They did not like or approve of this new world that they had been brought into under false pretenses. Dragon brought his family into Lijiu, saying it was a vacation, a getaway, a reward for all of their labor and their hard work under the sun. His family bought it. They got in there, realized far too late into this, we are trapped here. And then they found out when another king came onto Dragon's territory and initiated a territory challenge. And that king that struck Dragon first, that shot first, was Parasite. Parasite, this is a new development. Project Manager doesn't know this, but if she's watching this vlog episode, she's going to know. Parasite confronted Dragon, not because he was intimidated, but because he had seen at a gathering behavioral patterns that sent the signals to him, this person's going to be an issue. I need to try to go and scope them out to see how much of an issue. So what's a gathering? Well, in this episodic novel series that I am writing for LGU. A gathering is when decks get together legally. Everyone can come. You have to realize that the Tea Council makes and has always had these rules since the Game Master first formed LGU, that if you are in a deck, unless you are a Jack, an Ace, or a Joker, you don't just get to leave your territory. Jokers can go anywhere. They don't need a King or Queen's permission. A Jack can go anywhere as long as they have diplomatic purpose. They can travel anywhere with or without their King or Queen. An Ace has to always have the permission to go to another territory from the King and Queen. You get it, right? So at a gathering, this is void. Everybody can come. The Tea Council's present. Sometimes the Game Master makes an appearance. And the one time this gathering goes down, the Game Master was indeed present. And all of the decks, including the new recruits and the new developed decks. And Parasite notices Dragon immediately, almost immediately. These two men make eye contact. Parasite, who was very relaxed, very calm in nature, was not going to be bothered by the presence of this new rising deck. But he could tell just by the way Dragon carried himself, the way he was talking at that gathering, he was there to win. He didn't know his reasoning, but it was an overshare amongst the gathering. He was practically boasting that he would rise to the top and he would dominate the whole map. So Parasite initiated the first territory challenge. It was a draw. And this told Parasite a lot. For someone who just got in and only under a few weeks, not months, a few weeks, this deck was up and fully operational. And a territory challenge had been initiated and it was a draw. Parasite did not like this. So he didn't want to fool with Dragon. He didn't want to have anything to do with him. Now, when I get into Parasite's story and his back lore, you all are going to understand why Dragon and Parasite are always clashing heads. Dragon and the Game Master will form a I love you, hate you, divorced you, took the kids, came back relationship. The Game Master needs powerful people because they want to take those established LGU players who survive LGU off of planet Earth and someplace else into another solar system or solar galaxy. I have mentioned this in previous vlog episodes. So the Game Master definitely wants strong, driven players. But the Game Master isn't too sure about whether or not they can trust Dragon. Because Dragon found them and made it very clear that they were going to rise to the top and dominate this game. And like the Game Master, Dragon wants the game to go on. Because Dragon's thought process is, not only will I avenge my ancestor, not only will I surpass Delancey Navir, not only will I overthrow the Game Master, I will become the Game Master. So that's his motive, right? Dragon doesn't want the fame and the title and the money and the glory from Outer World anymore. He was an entrepreneur there. By birthright, he's an emperor. He could go contest for that title in Outer World. But in LGU, you can do bad things and it's legal there. So it was a very easy pick. He didn't want to play by morality and code of conduct, period. He didn't want the UN after him. He didn't want the United States coming over and getting involved. He didn't want to be affiliated to the syndicate, to the underground, to the crime and the cartels. Not like that. He wasn't about that. But he is 100% about having this secret, secured, behind the scenes syndicate, drug cartel operation through LGU. He's all about making a name for himself there. But it's vengeance for Dragon. He wants to avenge Michiko. And he wants the Game Master to pay. What better way to humiliate than to dominate the very thing that the Game Master has created? Now, there are quite a few factors happening to Dragon. He automatically put the Game Master on edge when he found them and said, I'm the descendant of Red Crane. Hi. You didn't know about me, did you? I'm technically your property. I have rights to be in the game. Put me in. He ticked off the wrong king and has Parasite on edge constantly. He will work with the Game Master later on, partly under bribery because of the whole thing with Machiko. But then again, it's a double-edged sword. Yes, Dragon will pressure Machiko, or not Machiko, will pressure the Game Master because of what happened to Machiko. Likewise, the Game Master says to Dragon, when he gets to that point, to debate with them and gets the T-Council's attention with all of his territory wins, I want more perks. I want more power. Game Master will play his game, no pun intended, just a little bit, and give quests, give quotas to players that want the more. And they have to fulfill those requests for the Game Master to get ahead. And one of the players that the Game Master wants to torment and subdue for other reasons, and you're going to learn that in Parasite's story, is in fact Parasite. Parasite and Game Master have a vendetta with each other, and it's very, very personal for both of them. Dragon over here is powerful. Parasite is super powerful. Game Master doesn't want to just outright be exposed and be made the fool. I mean, the Game Master is expected to break the rules every now and then, but the Game Master does have organized chaos and order, and the T-Council was established by the Game Master to keep rules and laws and order. So the Game Master wants to be very careful how they're gonna maneuver between the lines of morality and immorality, even within Lee Ji-yu, which is primarily immoral anyway. But as the Game Master, they need to keep their main goal in secret. Parasite knows the secret, though. So the Game Master really doesn't like that Parasite also has dominated a lot of Lee Ji-yu's territories. Dragon's over here surpassing Delancey and is proudly proclaiming, just like at the Gathering, I will be the new Red Crane. Just you wait. I will be the new Delancey Navir. So the Game Master and Dragon are in cahoots to try to eliminate Parasite. But the third party that also is against Dragon is in fact his family. His family wants to go back to Outer World. So he's dealing with the Game Master, he's dealing with Parasite and his own family. And honestly, he brought it upon himself. In the end, his family conspired with another deck. A deck that is new, Regicide. This is a very, very scary deck. They are a deck full of jokers only. They took out their king. That's a bad thing. And no one has had the heart to subdue them and run them into the ground. So deck Regicide, if you're going to that deck, you want an inside job, outside job. I mean, you want someone gone to go to a deck that is only full of jokers. They hired deck Regicide to take out Dragon. So the wife, the sons, and the daughter were willing to say goodbye to a person they love just to get out. But the main leader of deck Regicide was not okay with this, because that main joker respected Dragon, told Dragon. So then Dragon turned around and let Regicide kill them. And that's honestly it. That's his story. That's why he is the vicious, evil man that people know him to be. That is why he's okay with his concubines, and he's okay breaking moral code, because he proved that day with his family what he was capable of, and word got out and people feared him for this reason. This concludes Dragon's story. It's bloody and it's messy, but that's the beauty of Lee Ji-yu. I'll see you in the next update. Much love. Bye.